Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. So today's topic is defending Singapore's critical infrastructure with NACView. Lessons learned from UNC 3886 Cyberattack. So let's go for the agenda. Oh, sorry. I'm your speaker, Kenneth Low, CISSP, Technical Director from Version 2 Singapore PTE Limited. So today's agenda, we will briefly talk about cyber threat landscape in Singapore, and also talk about the attack itself, and then introduction to the NACView, some key features and functions that help you to mitigate or minimize the possibility of success of similar attack and any other similar network-based attack. So what is the UNC 3886? Well, it is a hacker group, which is quite famous, and confirmed is from China and attacking many different countries and worldwide. Well, recently it is named by Singapore governments that these hacker groups do target Singapore critical infrastructure. So including energy, healthcare, finance, and transport sectors. So that can be a nightmare if there is success in a broad way. Luckily, so far there's not very major loss and disruption, but the risk is, disrupt your service, create financial loss, and destroy your infrastructure and IT based on those sectors. So we need to a robust network access control. Of course, there is many others you have to take care in order to fight back or defend yourself from similar type of attack. So how it works? Let me briefly introduce. So left-hand side is a chart from, I think, from 40 or whatever, I forgot where it's from. So it is a detailed flow chart, how it attacks. So in general, because they have so many campaign or whatever, but in general, they have 4 phases. First one, initial access. They may exploit some public accessible apps or device for a known vulnerability or 0 days. In that chart on the left hand side, which is a faulty manager, a piece of software to manage faulty gate, firewall, gateway, etc. So which is a 0 day abuse. And phase 2, they will foothold and plant some persistence in your network. And then they will deploy some rootkits, a tiny shell or something, then maintain the existence presence in your network, so they can make use of it and launch attack in the long run. So phase 3, of course, is start the attack, command and control. They will convert the channel, use the command channel and tools to communicate and transfer malware. And phase 4 will be a long-term surveillance, extract some data, or create some destruction and disrupt your operation. So actually, it's a pretty typical APT attack, I would say. We'll make use of some vulnerabilities, penetrate into a certain network, and then take out what the interest, and then start to launch the attack through those Trojan or rootkit or something. So updates, of course, is one thing. But at the end of the day, even you do the update, it will not cover all the known vulnerabilities because there is some latency or delay of the update available, and even the updates available, it will not immediately apply especially for those critical components like the firewall manager and the firewall firmware or major system. So they usually will have some delay. So that's why NAC is matter, because we can apply NAC control. We can control who and what connection allowed in your network, and prevent unauthorized access and lateral movement, because we can contain or limit segment or network for certain credential or source of data. So it's not that easy once the attacker get into any weakest link and weak point, and then they can spill over everywhere. So it's a segmentation and control is very important. And NACView do provide real-time visibility for all connected devices and help you to enforce compliance and security policy. So let's deep dive into a few major features from NACView. So first of all, we have a device and identity-based access control. So each of your wire switch and Wi-Fi AP, we can take control through NACView, and then we can identify which device is connected to which port, and we can control and request for authentication before any device able to connect your network. So there's a call. Let me quit the sorry, we quit. Okay, let's go on. So okay, so and we can enforce a policy based on the user, contractor, or guest, because we have can apply different policy based on the group of user, which network they can access and what and where they can go. Okay, so and we can also ensure only trust device can connect to the sensitive resources or subnet. Of course, we have to integrate some directory, LDAP, Active Directory, and other cloud platforms, so you can identify the user and device before someone start to access your network and any other sensitive resources. Next is real-time monitoring and profiling. So once a device is authenticated and connect to your network, so NACView start to monitor them and to discover what kind of access they are using, IP, MAC address, OS, etc. So we can help you to detect is there any rough device, because even you have a trust user, they may use a BYOD device or the unknown device that try to access your network. And you can set up some policy to only allow certain unknown device, trust device to access your network, or all those BYOD you are still allow it to online, but put it in a separate subnet. So that will not be a problem created by account takeover, that someone create a VM and access your network and steal your data. In case there is a violation and abnormal behavior, we will generate alerts, and we have a historical device log, so for audit and forensic purposes. So who, when, where, and then we will have the data, so you can make sure that is there any something happens, you still have a history, because in many cases, if there is a rough device try to connect to your network, if you don't have an NAC, you may not have any log traceable at all, Maybe sometimes you have a firewall in case it triggers some firewall rules, it's being blocked, but your endpoint won't have any logs because it won't install your endpoints, right? So a internal network control, which NAC is one of the important component that help you to can trace and audit and find out is there any rough device or suspicious activities. Next is about network segmentations. Well, before we can proper control and safeguard our resources, a good but workable network segmentation is crucial. Having NACView, you can apply and segment your network very easy. You just click, choosing port or subnet or by user, then you can separate different user in different VLANs. So you can do micro segmentation that helps you to reduce the attack surface. Just like the previous example, if someone from external network penetrate through a vulnerability or rootkit or whatever loophole from your network, and they may access to some public facing server or gateway or PC, wherever that should be a separate subnet to your core database server in your data server farm. So, but on the other hand, server farm usually open some ports and access from your user. Otherwise, no one can use it, and the server farm serve nothing. But we're not likely to allow those public-facing server to direct connect to your internal data server. So that will be some segmentation and control that you can minimize your service. And we support fine grant policy per department, per device, and per user, so you can prevent lateral movement in case of any compromise. And dynamic VLAN assignment will help you to reduce such kind of risk. For example, if there is an unknown MAC address, even though it's authenticated, you need not to assign to a trusted network. After connect a VPN or whatever AP or your physical switches, or create a bound network within your existing PC or server. VM is born from nowhere. Then you can assign those suspicious or unknown devices to a separate subnet, a VLAN. Then you will save them from natural movement or further attack. That will be a natural containment for those unknown access. Next is about the guest and BYOD. Well, nowadays we have so many devices that have an online capability, from of course mobile phone, tablets, or portable gaming machine. They all have a browser. As long as you connect your network, they can do lots of things. And it is not that realistic that everyone assign company mobile phone, so they can check email or using corporate application anywhere they want. So because it is too costly, in many cases we allow BYOD. So BYOD, one of the major headache for many administrators is we have really limited control. But with NACView, we can at least do some self-help guest registration. So those BYOD device, we can treat it as a guest, and then let them register to your domain, and they can get online. In case it should be a BYOD of your staff, you may allow a certain level of internal access. You can still apply those through a Capri portal and create a self-enroll process. Then you can keep monitor and control the access with our dynamic access policy. So that will be save lots of time for administrator to record their address or whatever of your new device, because someone maybe change their mobile device for every 3 months to get the most up-to-date, most shiny new models. It will be a lots of overhead to administrators. With those self-serve portal, then you can minimize your risk and task on those daily registration process, but you can still apply policy in a flexible way and have a view monitoring on those devices. In case there's something suspicious, you can revoke the access by policy or manually. So this helps a lot from the administrator point of view, and of course for guests. Need not to be only NACView to help you. You can integrate NACView with your existing firewall, SIM or MDM solution, or even your endpoint security. We have the real-time alerts that you can shoot to the SIEM or SOC with a syslog. And also we can support some automation response that integrate with like a block access for certain devices or through your network. And also, of course, you can fire alerts that to your SOC and also even endpoints in case you need more streamlined integrations. You can make use of API. For example, you would like to create support ticket in case there is a lost device is found, then you may need to do some investigation by your support team. Then you can do it with alerts response or through an API integration. Last but not least, you can create a self-explanatory reports to fulfill compliance through our data, through our database, because we have so many data record of the device information, network device information, connectivities, authentications, behaviors. So it can help you to generate those data network and access report, which is compulsory for some of the compliance like GDPR and PCI, whatever. So you can generate reports, a PDF, generate a PDF and email to a certain auditor. On the other hand, you can create your customized dashboard for different admin parties or different IT teams for their own use. So need not to be a single platform, or if each of the assets they have can have a separate dashboard, so that it will easy their work, day-by-day works. So it is very easy to use, and of course you can export some logs from our audits for audit purpose. Yeah, all the activities and behavior all can be exported. Okay. So here is a quick summary. Cyberattacks in Singapore is evolving rapidly because we are quite active in the area. We have so many incoming and outgoing, no matter people, business, money, and also cyber attack. So NACView ensure you can secure and control your network access. And we have key capabilities like including device and identity control, real-time monitoring, network segmentation, BYOD or gas management, integration with third parties, device, and compliance reporting. So in case you're worried on similar attack from the UNC group and other cyber attack, no matter you are hosting a critical infrastructure or not, you should consider a better NACView with a more flexible capability rather than a vendor-centric solutions. So that's all for today. thank you for your participation. In case if you got any questions, do type in the question and chat box or email to us. We will answer your question right away. So that's the end of today's webinar. Thank you. Goodbye.